Hi guys. So I want to start with a question. So if we're going to build a smart city and our children are going to be proud of it, what are we going to build? So I'm Mike, as Phil said, from Gaia Project Australia, and we're in the business of reinventing how we grow from the ground up. So what does that mean? Gaia's mission, using innovative technology to provide farming as a service, to reduce our demands of limited natural resources while providing resilient food security. So let's frame the problem. What are we dealing with here? We've got climate change. We've seen the last 18 months, we've seen 4 significant weather events that have crippled our food supply in terms of lettuce, $10 a head. That's too expensive for most people to afford nutritional food. And that is it's funny, but it's also serious. Like, people need to be able to access healthy food, otherwise it's going to hit us in the long run. We've also seen COVID affect our long supply chains. They've been impacted. We have lettuce coming down from Queensland, and that was significantly impacted with other products. So that's something else we need to shore up if we want food security. Also, with our own independent research, 98% of our food is uncovered, which means it's not resilient to the inclement weather we're experiencing at the moment, and those conditions are only set to get worse over time. So the question is, can Fisherman Bend rely on this system to feed our population? And what we see as a solution, at least in terms of leafy greens, is installing Gaia's leafy-green indoor farm or vertical farm. And a quick definition of that, it's enclosing your food system in its own environment. You're controlling through data, sensors, and the internet all the inputs to maximise the output and make it predictable and dependable. So that's a transition from farming into a service. That's to protect our food supply from climate change. We need to bring down the costs as outlined by United Nations. The Sustainable Development Goals outline that nutritional food, safe food, needs to be accessible for all peoples, like I said before. And this urban agriculture, putting it in the heart of Fisherman's Bend, reduces the impacts that outside perturbations will have on it. And we need to safeguard that food supply. So let's talk about some numbers, the business side of things. It's pretty expensive. It's $20 million for that size farm to feed 80,000 people. But when you break it down, 80,000 people, that's 2.3 million kilograms of leafy greens per year just for Fisherman's Bend. And to put a perspective of traditional farming, that's about 320 tennis courts, the size of, and our farm does it in 5. So that's 770,000 square metres compared to about 1,000. And there's more savings. So with water, as mentioned before with the other guys, water is very important. And at 200 kilograms per kilo of leafy greens, we'll save 400 billion litres of water a year just on leafy greens. So that's a figure you can't deny that. And fertiliser, the same, 1.9 million tonnes per year. And that stuff's imported. Oh. I hope they're really nice slides. Thank you. So lastly, in closing on that slide, we're working with NASA. We're really proud of our project. We're working the Deep Space Food Challenge. We're in phase 2 of the prototype. So we're a leader of the competition. We got awarded the International Innovation Prize by Scott Kelly, the astronaut, because our solution is 40% more efficient than any other farm on the planet in terms of vertical farms. Something we're really proud of and something we're striving to win. So a couple of our projects. Boom. We have a development of the NASA prototype, like I already said. We have a 10-tonne vertical farm we're in development in our warehouse at the moment. We have a 100 square metre leafy green farm going up at Queensland to help those farmers out up there. And we also have a 10-tonne vertical farm in Brunswick. So I guess the question for Fisherman's Bend is, what is a smart city? What is a resilient city? How do we release that pressure on country? How do we save our water? And I think our solution fits well with Fisherman's Bend. It's something that's profitable. It's something that saves our natural resources, and it's resilient. So I hope you guys vote for us, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Shane. Thank you.